Okay, here we are. In this video, we're going to talk about running RStudio from your stick, and also within the boundaries of RStudio, which is an integrated development environment for R. We're going to show you how to create documents in three formats: an HTML format, a Word format, and lastly a PDF format that we need some explanation for. So what we're looking at right now is the stick itself, which is in a computer. As if I roll this up and down, you'll see that we have the computer here, and the stick is in there and is receiving drive letter L, which is important for this demonstration, as you'll see. All right, the contents of the stick are right here. And to fire up RStudio, you simply go to the rstudio.bat file, put your mouse right there on that little wheel, and double click it, and that should bring up RStudio. All right, so here we have RStudio coming up. And to begin with, I'm going to do what we are going to teach everybody to do in the class, which is to start our operation from using a project folder. This will allow us to keep all our files straight and our efforts straight throughout the class. So I'm going to go File, New Project. We're going to create a new project, and I'm going to say New Directory, Empty Project, and we want to create it as a subdirectory of our project folders. If this doesn't appear, just browse in there and get it. But we're going to give our directory a name, and it's called examp for the example folder. Okay, so here we go, create the project. All right, so here we are in the project in which we have nothing here. So what we want to do is create a markdown example. So I'm going to go, okay, File, New File, File, rmarkdown file. And so let's call this file the, instead of untitled, I'm going to call it example. And I'll be the author, and this is going to ask me where to save the file, so and what to name it. So I'll say OK, and so there it is, and I want to save it as a name, so I'm going to say File, Save As, and let's see here, let's bring this down to size, and I'll just call it, move this in so it's completely visible, and call it example, and it's a markdown file, so I'm going to go .rmd. There, save. So there's our file. It basically has embedded in it, and then you can see it's right here in our file folder. And what we want to do is actually run it and show that it creates a markdown document. So I'm going to say knit HTML, which is markdown. So let's see what happens. Knit HTML, there it goes, it's whirring around. Boom, output file, the intermediate file. Finally, as it continues to run, there is the markdown project, and here we can see it. There it is. All the stuff that we just knitted came out as a markdown file. Okay, so I'm going to close this file right now, but I do want to point out that there it is right there in our project folder. I can open it again. I could right-click it and tell it, oops, let me just click it and tell it to open in a web browser. Try it that way. So there it is. It came a little bigger. Let me scoot it down so that the audience can see it. So this is what happens when I opened it in a browser. There's the file. I can roll through the file. But now I'm going to just simply close this to show you that you can do that. And let's go back and see what happens when we tell it to create a Word document. So I'm going to go back to the same thing and tell it to create a Word file. Well, it's working away, creating a Word file. And here's the Word file. Let me bring that into view so that you can see that it created the file. And we can run down the file and see what it looks like. Yep, that's a Word file. I'm going to close that file and notice that it came out here as well. Lastly, we're going to try to create a PDF file. And this is the part that requires special attention. So first let me try to do it by knitting to PDF. There it goes. It's whirring around. And you see that we have a big error here. It only got part way through. Okay, so now we have to actually make some repairs in order to do this. So in order to do that, I have to go back to what we had in our L drive and explore some of the other files that we have to deal with. On the stick, you have this folder called MicTeX, and that is the portable text, TEX, folder that we got to operate from. But there's some things we have to do to make this work. So first I open that folder, and I roll it down to this thing called the MicTeX portable command. Let me just click on this, and you can see what is in there. Just these few commands that execute something. I'm going to go ahead and execute it. And when I do, I want you to look down in this area here and watch this little MicTeX thing pop out. So double click that. And there it is. See this MicTeX thing? That means that we're good to go, cooking with gas, ready to run MicTeX to turn the markdown documents that come out of our studio into PDF file pieces. So let's go back into, and there's one other thing that we have to take care of when we do that. There's a special R script that needs to be run as well. So let me find that R script because it's right there included in the folder here, and it's this thing right here, MicTeX Portable R. What I want to do is get the contents of that and run it in R. So I'm just going to open this thing probably in the WordPad or something like that. If I'd have been thinking ahead, I'd have put it right there in the project folder. Okay, what's happening here? So I'm going to search through Windows to find something to open this with, and I'm going to open it with WordPad. So we just click that, hit search, find something to open it with. How about WordPad? So I say OK, and WordPad's not there. So here it is in WordPad. I'm just going to highlight these 3 lines, do a Control-C to put it in the clipboard, and then come up and close this little window and go back into R. And I'm going to create a new little script. There it is, and I'm going to paste that code in there. To make this code work, there's one other thing I have to do. This is actually gluing onto the system environment path another path that leads to that folder on the portable stick, but that folder comes in on the L drive. So you got to make sure that this letter is the same one that you have your stick in occupying. So then I just run these 3 lines, run, and hopefully that ran. Let me make sure it ran. And thinking it should have run. And let's go back to the example and see if we can knit PDF now. I'm trying to run. And come on. Nope, somehow we didn't run that. Let's go back to this and try running it again. Run. There it ran. Okay, so now let's go back and knit to PDF. And as it whirs around, it's still operating, and lo and behold, here it came. Here is the PDF file it created, and we are now good to go cooking with gas. Okay, that's it, guys. That's how it's done.